It's time for The View, America. Think you have a horrible boss?
I want you to fire the fat people.
What? See how it stacks up to the co-host's biggest workplace horror stories. And talk about getting physical, the workout that promises to give you a better sex life. And later, Nurse Jackie's about to check out for good. And Edie Falco reveals if fans will have a happy ending or a Soprano-style finale freakout. And is flashing back Friday to her appointment with Rosie Perez.
Honey, stop.
No. Seriously, dude, you're wasting your time.
Okay. Please, Jules, can you just lay back for a minute? Come on.
Plus, find out how our Viewer of the Week is trying to enlist top designers with her passion for fashion that'll bring a tear to your eye. This is The View with Whoopi, Nicole Wallace, Rosie Perez, and today, Joy Behar and Cristela Alonso hit the co-host chairs. It all starts now.
Welcome to The View, y'all. Well, for those of you who practice this, you're going to be very happy. Pilates may have gotten more attractive to a lot of people, according to experts, because Pilates apparently works the same muscle group as the Kegels do.
No.
You know, the Kegel exercises? You know, women know what I'm talking about. The guys have no idea. You have no idea, and we're going to keep it that way. But because apparently Pilates will give you better orgasms.
Really?
So, Joy.
Yeah.
I hear you've been doing a lot of Pilates lately.
Yeah. Well, I can't say it to everybody, but after I'm done with the session, I do yell, "Oh, God," I do.
Yeah.
But have you seen the machines? It's like, does Amnesty International know about this? It is torture in there, and it's all about the abs.
Yes.
So I don't see where the vajayjay comes into that.
It comes in because you're tightening your core and you're using your lower pelvic muscles as well. And so when you breathe up, you tighten everything from the bottom up. So
diaphragm goes down.
I enjoy though, like I think I'm doing it wrong because I go and my, you know, I don't feel it there.
then you are doing it wrong. Then you are doing it wrong.
I had a baby, like I know what a Kegel is, but I don't.
We can do them right now.
I've been Kegling since I sat down. Oh, yeah.
Come on, everybody, let's do one.
You try on three. 1, 2, 3.
Kegel.
You know, huge corporations like Target or Target have started leaving a question off of their job applications. The one that asks if you have a criminal history. The thinking is that a mistake you made in the past shouldn't haunt you for life. But I wonder...
Like murder?
Whoops! I'm sorry, I murdered someone.
Yeah.
Sorry. I mean, if you want to talk about keeping people out of prison, and particularly the people that end up in prison, you have to start at giving them jobs. And I admire the coach you do.
Yes. But I think that's more a way of how you treat people. You know what I mean? So if someone comes to you and they have been leading an exemplary life, hire them.
Yeah.
But you should know who's next to you. Because if it's a sex offender or anything else, that doesn't mean you have to... If someone made a mistake when they were 14 and went out with a girl that was 13, you know, that's considered, if they're caught, a sex offender. You remember we had...
that was crazy.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
But this goes on people's records. Right. So with things like that, you say, oh, yeah, that's... You were little kids. I think how you should do it, not take it off, but you should say, listen, we want to give you this opportunity. Give folks the opportunity, but I say you have to know, because the people next to you You know, if something, God forbid, should ever happen, you don't want them to be able to say, and you knew.
The Koch brothers, I'm sure, are also in favor of everybody carrying a gun all over the place.
I mean, that's not sort of part of a they're very libertarian.
Yeah,
and I mean, what they're
guns.
Well, what they're in favor of is, I think, reforming the systems that are broken. And I think I admire the Kochs for taking the lead and saying our criminal justice system isn't working. Putting people in jail and leaving them there forever is terrible for their lives. It's terrible for families. It's terrible for
I agree with that, but that's not the solution to have them working next to me.
Well, it doesn't have anything to do with guns, though, Joy. I mean, you know, I think you can't have it all ways. You can't reform.
Well, really, rehabilitate them and stop putting people in jail who don't belong there.
Well, that's what they're trying to do by sending them drugs. That's what they're trying to do.
The Koch brothers are shocking.
Listen, I have a relative. I have a very dear, loving relative who has made a terrible mistake, not once, but also twice. They came out of prison after serving 5 years and tried to get employment and couldn't, and was on the verge of going back to jail. And it was this wonderful company that took him in, gave him a job. He is a wonderful, wonderful, contributing human being now.
But he knew about the criminal record.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
And it goes back. That's why I agree with you. I think they should know. But you know what? Everyone, give someone a chance.
Yeah. We all have a chance to be for redemption. We all have to be completely. Why not?
You know.
And the hiring doesn't say that you don't reveal your criminal past. It says you don't screen people out of contention because of it. So the Koch brothers are not proposing that you don't ask the question, Joy. They're just saying don't screen people and kick them out if the answer is yes.
Don't disregard because they have one.
Right. Because, you know, there but for the grace of God go we all. I'm sorry. I'm a criminal, former criminal. You know, I was a, you know, I did what I did.
Right.
But I don't do it anymore, so they...
Right. and who among us can say we've never shoplifted a brassiere? We've all done that.
You don't wear bras.
She used to wear them. She wore them once.
Once when I had my kids.
Everybody's done it. We've all been there.
Yeah.
How do you shoplift a brassiere when you're well endowed like both of us? Where do you hide it?
You wear it out.
Oh, you wear it out.
You wear it on top of your brassiere.
Okay.
I was only 12.
Yeah. I think I'm going to move on. In honor of Administrative Professionals Day last week, the New York Post asked people for their most insane workplace horror stories. Like the boss who asked his assistant to write the eulogy for his brother. Any horror stories you want to share, anybody?
Well, when I used to work here, they made me do a lot of when I was on The View. I know.
What did they do? Tell me.
Oh, God. I mean, they'd make me dance with hip-hop artists, and it's like, play that funky music, white girl. And I'd be like Elaine on Seinfeld, you know, all spazzy, you know, and wear a hat. Things that went on here you don't even know. One time, we used to have mice in the other building all the time. And Meredith Vieira, she's like an animal activist. She wanted to release the mice into the wild. I said, she did. She would, like, capture the mouse. I said to her, Meredith, we don't live in the country. It's a Zabar's across the street. But that was Meredith. She was, like, such a loving, you know. What about you? You were here. Come on.
I'm going to pass on this one.
The worst thing that ever happened was my fault. I won't say the fast food chain, but I was working there, and there was this really cute guy. I was young, and we went down in to get to the you know this story,
I know
right?
This story.
Into the freezer to get some more burgers, and he looked at me, I looked at him, and we was like, we just started making out. The freezer door shut, and we were locked in there. And for 20 minutes, this guy was trying to convince me, you know, if we have sex, we can survive, because the body heat.
That's a hard way to get a girl hot.
Listen, we're going to go and come right back. There's more stories to talk about. We'll be right back with more Hot Topics.
Easy there, Amy. Why more women than ever are throwing them back like Schumer these days. Next.
You remember when Barbara's book came out?
Oh, yeah.
Audition, which is available at Amazon if you want to. So whenever the word would come up, for a good 3 years, whenever somebody said the word audition, we would all turn to the camera and say, available from Amazon. You know, and you get, remember?
We had to plug it in constantly.
We plugged
incessantly.
Yes. And what about you? You must have, please.
Yeah, I mean, listen, my worst day at the office is chronicled in the HBO film Game Change. Getting Sarah Palin through the Katie Couric interview.
It's a great movie,
it is good.
I've seen it 10 times.
But, you know, what was so terrible about it was trying to help somebody and having that somebody try to kill you. You know, I was like, you know, she might ask you about abortion. Why did you tell her to do that? I'm like, I didn't tell her to do that. She's a reporter. You know, I mean, just like the complete resistance. I mean, it makes me sweat just remembering it. But yeah, I remember leaving that interview and going to McCain's hotel, and he's like, how was your day? I'm like, totally awesome. How was yours? He's like, well, I suspended my campaign. I'm like, yeah, about the same as that. Yeah.
It's your fault. You could have made Russia closer.
It makes me sweat remembering.
She's dangerous.
What about yours, baby?
I used to do travel for celebrities in LA years ago, and I had one celebrity, which will remain unnamed.
Why?
Who, I can't.
Can you give me a rhymes with?
No. Oh, no, because if I do that, you'll definitely guess it.
No.
But she was in Europe, and she needed a pair of boots, and I was in LA, and I had to figure out a way, and this was after 9/11. I had to find a way to get the boots from Amsterdam to LA, and I had less than 24 hours to get the boots back to LA, and I did.
Did you fly and get them?
I found someone at the Amsterdam airport that had a passport, booked them a first-class flight, had them hold the boots. Took them to, like, they arrived in LA, dropped them off at the studio. It was like my job depended on it. And then she ended up not wearing the boots.
Oh, my God. All right, that's worse.
That is bad.
That is the worst.
Yes,
That's the worst.
It was actually, I saw that movie, and I'm like, I was Anne Hathaway with that.
You win. You get it. You get it.
You win.
Hey, how about this? The CDC says there is a huge spike in binge drinking among women. Right? See what you think of these guidelines. Okay, a woman who has more than one drink a day is considered a heavy drinker.
Wow.
If you have more than 4 drinks over the span of an evening, you are binge drinking. What the?
Oh, my God, no kidding. You know, every woman that I know who's over 50 is an alcoholic. They are all every woman over 50 drinks. I never drank till, and then, you know.
Well, you love your wine. You are kissing cousins.
Yeah, I know. I love a martini also.
Yeah. That's because menopause is a bitch.
Yeah.
You know?
But it's hard. Yeah, but the irony of it, Rosie, is that the wine makes you hot. It makes you sweat, so you're really hotter than ever.
The reason they're studying these and offering these kinds of guidelines is because college girls who sadly weigh less than all of us, you know, they're little, they're 18, and they are binge drinking more than men. And so I think...
And the binge drinking leads to a lot of crime.
I got
that inflicted upon them.
I got a DUI. I got a DUI at 22. Because I was irresponsible, and I had turned 21. I was raised like in a very conservative Catholic household. I went crazy when I was old enough to drink, and it was that thing. Everybody around you, they're all going to bars. We're all drinking. We're all drinking, and I remember it was the worst mistake of my life. And,
it could have been worse. You could have turned out a nun. Conservative Catholic household.
Apparently, men can tell how attractive a woman is just by listening to the sound of the woman's voice.
That's scary.
We're all screwed at this table.
Oh, no, not me. Oh, no, baby.
Oh, no.
She's got a good voice.
I got that voice.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Close your eyes. Give us a little voice whoop.
Yeah.
How you doing, Nicole?
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah.
See, my voice is like phone sex for the deaf. Yours too.
I'm wearing a robe. I know. People people always make fun of my laugh, and it's that thing where it's so weird when people criticize something you can't control. Your voice is something you can't change.
Right.
It's your voice.
Yeah.
But it's so weird how on social media, Rosie's like, you know. But it's so weird how people will criticize you. It's like, I can't change. You can't change your voice.
Well, you can learn to speak from your diaphragm. But then you could get pregnant.
You know what? This is the wackiest hot topic we've had in a while. We're gonna go.
You look gorgeous, darling. Gorgeous. Oh my God, she does. She looks good. Well, she works out all the time. It's disgusting.
What the heck are you talking about?
Yeah. No, you work out.
Did you see my rather tentative walk out here? Trying to get by on the fact that I can't wear these. I've tried for years.
Yeah.
I put them on backstage and realized I can't make it from there to here. So I look, you know, I thought I would call myself out on that one.
So
Thank you.
Don't worry about it. So now you've been doing a lot of cool stuff lately, right? So you and the cast of Nurse Jackie got to ring the opening bell on Wall Street.
Cool. Right.
And
yes,
you recently got to throw out the...
Yes.
And this is my favorite. You got to throw out the first pitch at the Mets game.
That was pretty cool, I have to say.
Oh, my God. Yeah. Those are one of those moments as a New Yorker that just solidifies your, you know, your place here.
Yeah, it was definitely very cool. And I grew up watching the Mets, so it was neat on a lot of levels.
Yeah.
And I heard that you and Rosie go way back. Rosie took over for you in Frankie and Johnny and the Claire de Lune, is that right?
That's right, 4,000 years ago, I believe it was.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, but when she took her clothes off, it was a whole different play. You know? Yeah.
Wait a minute, there was nudity in that play?
What? I was told that back in the original production, that's what they do, is written that, you know, she was naked.
They tell you that.
I was totally bad. They were so totally not naked in the first production. I found out long after the fact that I had been bamboozled, I believe is the correct word.
This is how Edie Falco gets out of the bed naked on stage, on the Broadway stage. This is how I got up. I was just like, oh my gosh.
It was mortifying.
Mortifying.
Rosie, you guest starred on Nurse Jackie a couple seasons ago,
Yes,
right? I think we have a clip. Do we have a clip?
Oh.
Puerto Rican purse.
6, punch Brad in produce for being such a...
Organic douchebag ex-fiance. Did it and crossed it off.
It's number 7, throw a drink on anyone who gives about drinking.
That's gonna start as soon as I get out of here. It's gonna be fun.
You know, rumor has it fetuses and alcohol don't mix so well.
What, the glasses are too big for their little hands?
So now in the final season of the show, Jackie is on the road to recovery after an arrest and the loss of the nursing license. Is it hard for you to have this character be at an all-time low in the series?
Well, no. There was no place else it could go at this point. You know, things have to come to roost, or whatever the right expression is.
I remember when I started watching the show, I thought, okay, Nurse Jackie has it all together. And then when you see her flaws, right when you find out that she has the drug problem, you're like, oh my God. And I wanted to see, I was so enthralled in the show. I love it.
Trouble.
Yeah.
Yes.
Jackie has a lot of trouble.
She's got some problems.
But this year, the fabulous Tony Shalhoub from Monk is
very
going...
fabulous.
Yeah.
I love him.
Great.
I love Tony.
And Tony's coming on as an ER doctor, right?
Yes, he came.
So is that possibly a love interest for you? Because
Possibly, very
I can
possibly.
see the two of you together.
Possibly. I'm just saying, possibly. Yes.
How is it all going to end, Edie? Tell us.
All right. Well.
Well, speaking about Edie, when you wrapped filming, you took something with you.
I did?
Yeah.
Oh yes, I took the necklace. The necklace that I wore in every scene. Oh, there it is. Yeah.
That's it?
I'm not. That's the top
What
of
about
it.
the outfit was so stunning?
That's true. Well, no. designed my own costumes. No, I'm not a keeper of things so much, so I just took something.
What about The Sopranos? You never kept anything on The Sopranos?
I kept the horrible piece of artwork in the kitchen set. It was this crazy little, like, with seashells and a piece of seagrass.
Look at your hair there.
I kept my hair.
You look cute there.
Thanks. Thanks a lot. It was about 6,000 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Look at you.
Going way back.
Beautiful.
You said you were goody two-shoes when you were growing up?
I was.
What did you do?
I was like you guys talking about the drinking histories. I was such a little nerd. I was the one kid at home, like, tattling on my brothers for drinking or smoking pot or whatever. It was the only way I could make my place in the family. I was that kid.
You were that kid.
So I went to college and all, yeah.
Then you became Nurse Jackie.
Slipped over, that's right.
Yeah.
Making up for lost time.
I adore you. I respect you. And I just love your talent. And you are a wonderful human being. Thank you for being
Rosie,
here.
thank you
This
so
is a
much.
treat that I got to interview you. This is weird.
It's so crazy.
Yes, it is. Our thanks to Edie Falco. You can catch Nurse Jackie Sunday nights on Showtime, and we will be right back.
Our viewer of the week was telling you how her son inspired her to start a fashion revolution. Next.
Today we're putting the spotlight on a viewer of the week who just wanted her son to feel like all the other kids. And it led to her call for a fashion revolution. Take a look.
My name is Mindy, and Greg and I have been married for 15 years. We have 3 children. Stella is 12, Oliver is 10, and Beau is 5. Our son Oliver was born with a very rare form of muscular dystrophy called rigid spine. He couldn't hold his head up at 3 months old. He was very, very limp, so we knew that something was not right. It took about 4 years for the doctors to finally diagnose him, and he's one of 70 cases in the world, so we're very lucky that they even discovered this form of muscular dystrophy. By definition, muscular dystrophy is a degenerative disease, so he will lose capacity with his muscle strength over the course of his life. His version also affects his pulmonary system, so he has to wear a BiPAP machine at night because he just can't breathe in well enough and breathe out well enough to be able to sustain a normal life on his own. So that machine really helps him be able to have energy to go through the day the next day. The doctors don't know how rapidly the disease is going to degenerate, so we honestly take it day by day.
To see him struggle with things that otherwise seem basic, it's the hardest thing for a parent to watch. You know, if I could, I would do anything to give him the ability to handle life easily. Unfortunately, it's nothing that I could change.
One of the most difficult parts of Oliver's disability is that there's absolutely nothing that we can do about it. As a parent, that is, you want to take away any pain, any hurt from your kids, and to have to sit on the sidelines and watch him deteriorate, for lack of a better word, in front of your eyes is the most difficult thing we've ever been through as a parent.
As a father, just being able to reach down and pick up your children, whether it's in their time of need or just to pick them up and hold them. At 8 years old, he said to me, "Daddy, what if I'm not strong enough to pick up my children?" That was the hardest thing I've ever heard.
At about 8 years old, he started caring about what he wore. And one day he came home from school and said, "Mom, my friends are all going to wear jeans to school tomorrow. Can I wear jeans?" It's impossible to fit jeans over his leg braces. And he can't do a button and a zipper on his pants, so he wouldn't be able to go to the bathroom on his own at school. And it was at that moment that I chose to leave the career that I had and start the foundation called Runway of Dreams, in which we are working night and day to educate and inspire designers to have adaptive versions just with modifications to them to make them more adaptive for the disabled community.
His ability to do daily activities may become more difficult, but if he can continue with his positive outlook and never give up, keep trying, that's all we could ask for him.
Shoot Oliver! Shoot Oliver! Yeah!
He's a true gift in our life.
Please welcome Mindy and Greg Shire and their magnificent family. Hi, guys. Hi. So we all ran over here because we needed to be closer. This was too much distance. So here we all are, down here on the steps. But tell me, where does all of your strength come from? I have a theory, but tell me, where does the strength come from as a family?
I think not having a choice, that you wake up every day and you say, this is what the cards that we've been dealt, and we can either choose to curl up in a ball and not do anything, or we can say, you know what, we're going to make the best of it. We have positive attitudes, every member of our family, and together we're going to make it through.
As a right, just before we get to your cause and your mission, tell me how you raise such exquisite children. All three of them. Tell me, because I've got one, and I want them to turn out like this.
You want to answer that?
I guess just, trying to teach them the right thing. Always do what you feel is right. Accept people for who they are. And I think for our other two children, the situation we've been dealt with Oliver has taught them a lot about life and accepting differences and accepting people and, appearance and everything that makes everybody here different.
Yeah.
It's just...
And how about these strangers that I came and sat on top of? This is Mom and Dad, right?
My parents, yeah.
So I broke the deal. I made a no crying pact with Dad.
I could look at him.
So my fault. So Mindy, I want to get to what you're trying to accomplish, really, to honor your son. And can you talk about it and what you're trying to get the entire fashion industry behind?
Absolutely. The mission of Runway of Dreams and the reason why I created it was so that we could partner with brands to add modifications to their existing clothing, their mainstream clothing, so that it can be inclusive for the differently abled community. Because, for example, Oliver doesn't see himself any different than any other 10-year-old boy, so therefore he shouldn't dress any different or should have the same choices as everybody else.
I love what you just said, differently able. Differently able. I think that's how we should proceed from here on. Now, I know that you designed those clothes so that he was able to snap on and snap off pants and shirts. And are there any designers out there that are interested in partnering with you? And if so, who are they?
We do have a very big brand. I'm so excited to be able to announce it. I unfortunately can't today, but maybe we'll come back and announce it.
You better. You better.
In an amazing way, this is what I'll say to you. Oliver is in no different position than any of us. None of us know when or how or anything. So he's just keeping on. He's doing like we're all doing. We're just moving forward day to day.
Exactly.
It's like everybody.
Exactly. And you brought some really special people here with us today. Can you give us a little preview of what we're about to see?
Yes, I'm so thrilled to be able to say that on the stage of The View, we're going to have the first, I think, ever fashion show that we have differently abled models wearing mainstream clothing that has been modified, that was bought right off the rack.
All right, so next we're going to show you some of the modifications Mindy and Runway of Dreams wants the fashion industry to make, along with some very special models.
Fashion with a passion is hitting all.
Our viewer of the week has designed fashions to fit the needs of the differently abled, and right now some very special models are hitting the runway. So our first model is your 10-year-old son, Oliver, right? Oliver, you look modifications did you make for Oliver's very cool outfit?
Well, we have replaced the buttons with magnet-ready magnets, safe washable magnets that Runway of Dreams will be using, as well as the zipper and the fly, and we have modifications done to the bottom of his pants so that it can get around his leg braces. So these are jeans bought right off the rack.
Wow. Oliver, you look awesome. Thank you so much. All right, our next model is 5-year-old Gianna. Now, what modifications did you make to Gianna, and what were you working with?
Well, for Gianna, I mean, clearly she's a beautiful model. It's very easy to modify. But we did shearing on her sleeves so that it can better fit her one arm, as well as replaced her button and fly with the magnet-ready magnet so that she can herself do her own pants.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Thank you, Gianna. All right, next up is Samuel Jones. Sam, come on out. Now, what modifications did you make to our most dapper model of the day, and why? What were you trying to help Sam with?
Well, for Sam, and this represents a very important part of the differently abled community, is Sam needs help dressing, and he's generally going to always need help. So the magnets that we place in replace of buttons, as well as adjustable waistband and pant legs, and magnets for the button and fly, help mom dress Sam that much easier and give her maybe 5, 10, 15 more minutes in her day.
Mom's smiling, so I know Mom
That's a gift.
Right. Thank you, Sam. Thank you, Mom. All right, our next model is Mary. Mary, come on out. Make for Mary?
Well, with Down syndrome, the body type can have shorter arms and legs, so having adjustability with the sleeves with shearing and the bottom can make it a lot easier for adjusting to their body type.
Mary, you look awesome. You look awesome. Thank you. All right, and our last model is Jillian Mercado. Jillian, please come on out. Fantastic outfit here.
Well,
what did she need? What were you addressing?
I'm thrilled to say Jillian is our Runway of Dreams ambassador and spokesperson. She's the first model to be featured in a diesel campaign.
I can see why.
Yeah, she's so gorgeous.
Yes,
I know
yes.
with those lips. So for Jillian, we again replaced the buttons with magnet-ready magnets. We did adjustable waist. As well as the fly and zipper and button have been replaced with magnets. And we also opened up the bottom seam.
Yeah, I see that, yeah.
Because independent dressing is a key factor to self-confidence and being able to really feel so good about what you can do. So.
Okay, all right, Jillian, now we're going to have you come back over here to be a part of something that we have, a surprise we have for you, Mindy. Oh. You have brought us to tears. You have made us laugh. This has been incredible. And we have something for you because we are so moved by what you are doing. And so is Retail Me Not, which has an app that lets you access thousands of digital coupons, which can be redeemed instantly from a smartphone. And to help you revolutionize the fashion industry, Retail Me Not is making a donation to Runway of Dreams in the amount of